Hello, Sambro. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good also. It's nice to have you. I mean, we've been talking for a bit. It's nice to have you on my podcast, on the Nothing podcast, because you're the first guest.
I was waiting for the word again.
Yeah, nice to have you again, because you're actually the first guest whom I started the podcast
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
It was like a joke.
The couch. It was.
Yeah, it was like
about nothing. and
about nothing. The couch.
and-
We were actually we were actually toying with the name idea while we were recording. Like, hey, what should this be called? Da, 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 da. It was just like it's like, hey.
And you know the funny thing is, it's about nothing, but we're on the couch.
Yeah. No, it came a full circle because we have I started with the couch. That couch was by then that couch was rained on, and it's totally. I think it got destroyed. Got stayed outside.
You didn't have vision for that couch.
I didn't
You were
have
going to
vision.
get like a carpet or something.
Yeah, so it's yeah, I think the couch they threw it away. So but like I think a lot has happened. No, a lot has happened since then. Like I think the podcast started as a joke, but then like it picked up in a way that someone said like when people take your stuff seriously, you need to take it also more serious than yeah, you also need to take it seriously.
So technically, I'm coming back now for the serious one.
Yeah, you're coming up for serious one. I mean, you've seen the game has been elevated. No, seriously. And also, like, I own a lot of equipment now. I mean, save for one camera, the one for the wide angle. Everything else kind of like literally mine, which makes it easier for us to just do stuff. It reduces the cost of reproducing things. So the recording equipment, the lights, yeah, and also the fact that we're recording from the home studio now, it's just like easy. We can pace ourselves, test things, like spend like about an hour before just doing stuff. Yeah. So it's definitely moved to the better. Yeah, but I think the intention changed with time.
But it's awesome that there's progress because we've had podcasts using similar setting, same stuff, borrowed items. Yes, you're progressing.
Yeah.
With your own now. So maybe you should give us a secret of how podcast pays. Maybe that's where you're getting the money.
I mean,
that would be for another one, but
yeah, but the thing is that like because like actually I told you like doing this. I said in another video which I'll upload it. Doing this podcast actually I lose money doing it.
we're eating grapes, guys. We're eating grapes, and I'm very sure
we're eating
you had to
grapes.
buy that.
Yeah, and
Your power is going.
yeah, I lose money making the podcast. It's really not, at least not in South Sudan right now. You can't make money on the podcast. But what you can is set a standard that other people will follow. Because there are a lot of independent content creators out there who are like, want to try this, but someone needs to break the glass ceiling for them so that they're able to do it. I think that's the idea.
You're going to be like giving out your equipment
Yeah,
to
yeah, for sure.
other people who like want to. Yeah. Oh, okay. At a fee, of course.
Yeah, the equipment is really,
At a fee, of course.
Yeah, the fee, yeah. But the fee is just so that like I'm able to transport the equipment, maintain it. But the equipment is going to be there for people to use. I mean, and I've been in conversations with content creators, trying to see like what we can do together. And I think definitely there is a way for us to coexist. Yeah, because in the context of South Sudan, I mean, I think the diaspora people also need to hear our voice, and this podcast can be a very good avenue, like one of those alternative media outlet to do that. Yep. So, hey man, all good sound, good light.
I'm glad we're doing this. You know, it's been a couple of days of like.
Yeah, it's
Chelsea
been
here and
it's
there
like
and
you're a very busy guy. You're a star, or you have become one at least.
Technically, you know, like you can be busy and at the end of the day you'll be like, okay, so what exactly did I do? You know, I can't deny that my responsibilities have increased. You know, so technically that means the freer time that I had has been reduced. Maybe that's how to say I am now busier. I think the last time we had the podcast, I was just me, radio, piece. But now I think I've added 2 or 3 things on top of it.
Yeah, you're
which
married
makes it,
with one kid now.
I'm married. I'm a father. I'm a musician.
Yeah, you're married. You're a father. You're a musician.
Yeah.
You run an
So
NGO,
that's like
and you also
so
have business.
that's like an addition to what I didn't have then. So technically, the time is way smaller, and I'm not on radio right now. And once I see a mic and I'm talking like this, I feel like, oh, I miss radio. I should just get back one day. And it's also mainly because of my family and my kid, because like I go to work, and the entire day I'm in the office, and in the evening I have to go on radio and work.
Yeah, I
So
remember that day.
don't
You're like on
don't really have
radio at
time with
night
my
and all.
family. And sometimes you'd be like, okay, weekends, and then weekends are even more busier. Sometimes you host events, so it really gets crazy. But regardless, we had to first set some priorities. First, enjoy being a first-time father and a husband for some time. Then now, not that I'm going to trade that, but I think I will. I would have understood the setting of like having a family and having a baby, and I know how to balance here and there. So if I'm getting back on radio, I know what time is better for me to go on air. I know how to handle that, how to balance that with some of those marital responsibilities. So technically that's it. But at the end of it, we're here.
Yeah, because you like, I think a lot of people really probably don't get like the enormity of what you do. And like not only what you do, but what you do successfully. Like at least from where we sit, like successful or in a good way. Like you are an MC, you are a radio presenter, you are a trainer, and you also founder of an organization called IMPs, and you run it, and you also do business on the side.
Yes. So most of the times when they ask me, so Sambro, what do you do? And
then you're a radio presenter.
Yeah. So I have to first look at who's really asking, because when I start to mention everything I do, sometimes it starts to feel like you're full of yourself.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So like, hey, okay, I am this, I am that, and yet sometimes it's necessary information, but somebody is more interested in like. So I look at who's asking, what is that person's space? Where did we meet? Is it like a business setup and then I talk about my business? Or is it like in the media setup and I talk about being a media person? Or what is it? So most of the times if we're having conversations with people in the NGO world, like donors and other partners, that's where I focus mainly on IMPs. And what do you do? I run IMPs as a director, and mainly I focus everything around what IMPs does rather than actually what I do. So it's like what I do in IMPs. That's what I focus on. But sometimes it gets really very hard. You meet random people in a setting that you don't understand what that audience is like. Are they more focused on? So I get very hard. I'll be like, okay, so my background is radio, but I also run an organization, and most of the times it's the radio, and I'm still getting to myself to understand that. I mean, like to let people know that I am also a musician. So I think I introduced myself as a musician twice, and the first time it felt so weird. I'm like,
did you feel like an imposter?
I did. I totally did, because and not that I never liked music, but I think there were so many circumstances around me that could not allow me.
But also you spent half of your career bashing musicians.
That's the thing, So I'm like, okay, now Sambro, I think it's the time they're going to get on you. And the first time I released Wonusu, people actually, there were those who were just waiting for that moment. Yeah. So I think I received like 2 screenshots of people who were kind of like bashing me on social media, how I used to criticize musicians on radio, and they really feel my song is not good enough.
Yeah, because I mean, for full context, you had a show that basically just like
the worst
The what?
Was Sambro Music Awards, where I was
Somebody
awarded
using award.
like the
And it
worst.
is not a traditional. It's not like an award for the best. You're awarding the worst. The worst dressed. The worst.
Worst dressed, worst musician of the year, worst song of the year.
Why
And
would you
somebody
do
was,
that?
no, I think sometimes we need this in the industry, like to. It's not. Some people think that's negative energy, but it's actually not. It's. I want to give you an example of one musician. I'm not going to mention his name. It's his name, but I know if he watches this, he knows it's him. So I was doing this at iRadio. When I was working at iRadio, I did the first. I used to do it weekly, by the way. So the worst dressed musician of the week, or celebrity of the week, the worst behavior. And then if there's a song that has been released within that month, I also do like the worst song and stuff. The only question people ask is like, how do you categorize worst song? At least with worst behavior, everyone can see it, So there's this particular musician who would literally come from the house on a Friday evening and spend time around Munuki and go back on Sunday. So like at night, like during the, like he would sleep on the chair. Yeah? He sleeps on the chair. So he doesn't shower, doesn't change his clothes for the entire weekend. You get, yeah? So I've been noticing it for some time. Actually didn't have the category of like worst dressed ever. I never had it.
And this guy single-handedly invented that category.
So like I was like, I think I need to create this. So I created that category for like the worst dressed.
Yeah.
And I had to say it on air, and I didn't mention his name.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't mention his name. So I was like, who do you think is the worst dressed of the week? I thought I was the only one. I wasn't.
But you had the idea.
Yeah. So I made a Facebook post, and people commented under that post. So it was after that now those with many comments, like if your name is mentioned many times, you qualify to be like the winner of that particular category. But I also had other good categories like the best dressed, the best behavior, and stuff like that. So after that award, this guy got angry. He called me, and we had like a fun. He was looking for me, he couldn't find me, and unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, the crisis happened in 2016.
Yeah.
So I was out of the country, and I think that period also kind of like cooled him down.
But you say by saying he was looking for you, you mean he was looking to teach you a lesson?
Technically, yeah. Like he wanted, he's like, "What? Hey, if I get you somewhere, I'm going to beat you up." And he used a lot of like really hard language. But you see, that in a way could have been negative. But let me tell you one big thing, bro. Less than a week, yeah. I was getting just after, like the people who didn't leave the city.
Yeah.
This guy's dressing changed. Like pictures on social media changed. The way he dressed, like I think that was slightly very humiliating. But I would have gone to him. You see, the only thing I was like, but if I do it to him, others would not learn the lesson. I'm sorry, but I had to use him as an example.
I mean, that guy changes the industry.
He did. I mean, and he totally changed. And up to now, like the way he, and also like I used to be like a celebrity police, so like musicians would not want to be, or like other famous people would not want to be in a state that somebody is going to talk about them on there.
So they don't want to really.
So they'll always up their game. Like they would be dressed well. They wouldn't like fight in clubs, because like musicians used to fight. And once you fight in a club, I get that information. It's going on air. It's going on air. Like I'm not going to compromise that. So one, it was affecting their name. What I wanted to just push was the fact that you're famous and it's not just about you anymore. So whatever you do is going to be affecting people around you. People are going to, So you're a public figure. People follow you. People are going to be learning lessons from you. People like connect with you. So if you're not that person, then don't be.
But the thing is that, like, I think what people don't know, like, you are like a celebrity. You are like a celebrity. Like, and that's what I find. Like, probably I don't know. Probably like the folks on the street might not know you're not.
Yeah.
But like the celebrities, you are the celebrity of celebrities.
Yeah. So I was telling some guy, I was like, we're just a young, growing country. That if our entertainment industry and media industry was as strong as Kenya's, yeah, right now, whatever you see on Netflix, young,
Rich and famous.
rich and famous, or all that, I'm very sure would be there. because I think it's been years here, and like you said, I could walk the street and nobody notices this is Sambro unless you go out and see me doing events. But the people on the street who follow big names like Silver X, like Mary Boyoy, like Mr. Langs, like who, like you see those names will notice me.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I remember like I remember the first time I met Silver X, kind of like, I mean, like there's several like famous artists. I met them through you, because I remember the first time I met.
I remember Coco-san.
Yes, the first time I met Coco-san. But I behaved so badly. I was so starstruck by him. I couldn't do anything. Yeah, I met Coco-san through you, because I remember I met Coco-san at what do you call it?
It was at the Seniors Hub.
Yes, at the Seniors Hub.
Was the Head Free South Sudan?
Yes.
Training.
Because you were organizing that, and I met him there. But also I also met Silver X there, and I remember I was just seated there, and I even posted about it. I was seated there, and Silver X kind of like, "Hi, do you have a charger?"
Yeah, like Silver X is asking.
You have an iPhone charger. So me, I was like, I'm like, okay, wait, that is Silver X. Silver X is asking me for a charger. I never hated the fact that I didn't have a charger. Like, I'm like, sorry, I don't have a charger. It's like, okay. I was like, I should be carrying an extra charger just for Silver. And Silver X is big. Silver X, people place Silver X at the back of their car. Like, that's a freaking different. That's a ludicrous Tupac kind of celebrity.
But also, that also speaks like the levels of so I usually categorize this like fame and power in terms of like social power, audience and stuff. Is it like you said, I am here, I know the celebrities and the celebrities know me. But I also think that you are a celebrity. You get it? So and now yours is kind of like so you're more known out of this country than you are in the country.
That is true.
So I really so why don't you just call this a celebrity podcast?
It's not. It will be self-indulging. It's very strange, because the thing is that I remember like Dennis, who's a friend of both of us, he went to organize something with this Nigerian the program, the Drift program. So he goes there, he sends my name, was like, one of the speakers. The Nigerian guy's like, yeah, that's Nelson Kaji, we know him. They're like, yeah, that's Nelson Kaji, because I think it also depends on like your digital footprint and the conferences and the stuff that one does. But it's not texting back. I remember like when we met, I think we met in Kampala.
Yeah.
I met in Kampala. This was this United States Institute of Peace program. Generation Change program. It was this training. We were training, I mean, that's how they worded it, refugee youth from
Uganda. Mainly from West Nile.
Yeah. And by then I was staying in Nairobi, and I flew in because I was part of the first cohort, and I came in as a trainer myself, and so many people that we know, like Naomi Alwell,
Paula,
Ajing, Chankwad, Mawien, and Tatiana, Kwan.
All these guys,
Yeah, so many people. So we were like doing this training, and I think I was training by then, and you were there. You're the one of the audience. But we didn't speak much. I was like, you were like, oh, I'm in radio, something. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, impressive guy, knows how to speak so well. He speaks so well. So, like, yeah. But I think we met around the round table, and we kind of discussed a bit. But I really picked interest in you because I was like, this guy really knows how to speak. And like,
And you were designing the thing before you click campaign. You were still designing it.
Yeah.
So you were telling me about thing before you click and all that. I was like, okay.
But then I was kind of the digital media focal point for Defy Head now.
Yeah.
So I go to Nairobi, but then after that, like I think like a month after, I had a training that I wanted to do in two countries, in 3 places. I wanted to do in Kampala, Arua and Juba. And I reached out to you. I'm like, hey, man. And but then we actually haven't talked. I was like, I reached out to, hey, can you come and do this training with me? This was like, 4 years ago?
Yeah, that was 2018.
2018, yeah.
No, 2017. No, 2018, yeah. 2018,
yeah, like 4 years ago. Hey, man, I have this training I'm doing. I need a co-trainer. Can you come and do it with me? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, I asked you where you are, and you're like, you told me.
I was in Juba.
Yeah, you're in Juba.
I was in Juba, so I had to travel from Juba to Kampala.
Yeah, you're like, I think you traveled by road.
Yeah.
You told me I'll go by road, we meet in Kampala, and then we can kind of like trace the journey together from there on. And I was like, cool, man. I was like, hey, I don't have a lot of money, but I can compensate you for this and that. But you are more interested in like, I want to understand this training thing. I'm very like, I think that was your interest. Then he showed up in Kampala. We conducted the training in Kampala. I think we did a day before. We did preps. Then we conducted the training in Kampala for 2 days. We came to Arua. We did the training for
3 days.
2 days. Huh?
2 days, yeah.
2 days, and then
Come to Juba.
And then we came to Juba.
Yeah.
Did you go to Ajumani, or no? We flew together.
No, I had to go to Ajumani.
Yeah, you had to go to
Ajumani. I came to Juba.
Yes, you had to go to Ajumani. Then I flew from Arua to
Juba. Yeah.
Like a 45, and then we came and did the training in Juba also, which is like really amazing. I you know what was crazy about that, because I had done the training in Kenya, then I came, I did those Kampala and here, then I went to Khartoum.
So you did like in 4 countries.
4 countries in a span of like 2 months. I can never imagine myself doing that now.
Yeah, and I really think that kind of like personally like the training we had in Kampala paved way for a lot of things, like for myself. Because like one, the style was different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd give it that the style was different. I was used to classroom setting trainings and PowerPoint presentations and all this stuff when we're conducting trainings, and that was quite a very unique way of doing it. But you know, like, to be honest, I liked the content, but I was not focused on the content. I was focused on the art of like how this training is being conducted. Like how do you exchange from one facilitator to the other? You know, like how do you
transition?
How do you engage with the audience? You know, because that content is, most of it is new, but I think there was also, it was relatable in a way. So I'd be like, I could get a textbook or get this content and facilitate it. Yeah. But you know, there's a way for you to be a good facilitator. You need to interconnect with your audience. So I was trying to use my radio experience to see how I can conquer that fear and build my confidence and be able to, like, you know, train, and especially train like Nelson Kwaja. You know,
Yeah, I mean,
first of all, you had a very, I don't know. Sometimes your voice is so huge that if you're not very, you might think it is hugely intimidative. Yeah, but it's awakening at the same time. So like, hey, it's like you have to listen.
Yeah,
you get it? Like, hey, I'm talking, you have to listen. Kind of like, you know, voice. And I was like, wow, I like that, because sometimes, let's say when you're conducting a training and people are talking in the background, people are doing other stuff, it's, your voice plays a huge role in like drawing people's attention.
Yep.
You know, and I think you did that so well. I'm like, okay, I think this is something that I need. This is something I need, because I think I might have a good voice on the microphone, but it might not be that powerful to get everybody's attention. You get, yeah? And then you'd go like, yeah, so that alone was like everyone's like, okay, then we know.
It definitely does that. I think that really helped. Training is an art, as you said, And like a lot of times people focus so much on content, and like people feel, I feel at times like people really come. The trainer, at times there are people who train. The training becomes about the trainer wanting to achieve their goals, rather than rather than looking at the trainees. The trainer's like, I want to pump this amount of knowledge into these people's head, and I feel like this is really not how what it should be. Yeah, because the thing is that you need to make people feel, or not saying, or at least they understand your intentions, then that can build up and reach that. It's the same as mentorship and coaching, So it was like, I think it was a very awesome experience. It also, it helped us really bond to kind of, because after that, that's where our friendship started. We're like, hey, man, like, oh, there's this time I'm in Nairobi, you're here, we'll kind of catch up. I think this time we went to Nairobi, we were there, and also you then later on joined the Generation Change. But when you joined, I think like we didn't kind of cross paths because you went to India, and stuff like that. And whom was I telling? I was telling someone whom both of us know, someone dear to me. I was telling them, I was telling them like I cannot reject. Like if Sambro Lupai calls me, I go. like whatever it is, what I don't know how to say no. Like if it's what like Sambro says, we just go. Like period. Like it's. And I remember, like, we when I came to Juba, when was it? Like, when I kind of, like, 2020?
Late 2019.
Late 2019, September, around there. We used to go out. Like, we used to we used to go out a lot, and we will be like, okay. I didn't have a car, I remember. Then the time I was driving the organization car. When it had a private number plate, we'll just say, like, hey, let's go to this place. And man, we were like not wild.
So, okay.
We were not wild.
I know you should be asking me this, but I'll ask. So that actually, that's why, like, I'm thinking whether it is because of the added responsibilities that I already have, or is because now I am married, that me and Nelson Kwaje are no longer going out. But you see, the thing is, I actually go out.
Yeah.
You know, we met a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it's not like. So maybe we should.
Yeah. I think we should probably like kind of like. But we used to be very boring. We used to just like go to these places and stuff like that. I remember we went out the night. I don't know if I say this. Probably your wife is listening. Went out the night before the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding,
I told my wife that, because the purpose was like, so the groomsmen went out to enjoy without me and the best man. Yeah, and I go, you guys, it's a big day tomorrow, so you guys need to sleep and stuff. I was like, hold my beer.
And I asked you where you. I thought ask you where are you? Then like you're like, oh, I'm somewhere in Muniki. Then I was like, okay, I was at Baba with Eva. And I was like, hey, you come to Baba. Then he showed up with Zeal. From then we went to Roadhouse. And we were like there, until what, like 2 a.m. or what?
Guys like, are you really the one getting married tomorrow?
Yeah, and guys are like, Sambro, you're the one. No, I think that was really cool. My view on friendship is a bit different. I think there is a lot of sentiment. I don't know, there are a lot of trivial things that people take very seriously in friendship that I don't take. I have friends of mine that I vibe with, but I know if their setups change, probably we don't talk for like a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. But then when we kind of meet up, we immediately kind of update ourselves. Oh, what has been happening? Blah blah la la la. And then people kind of like put stuff, but of course there is that communication. But I really take my friends in a very chilled way, and I kind of like, once we have a deeper connection, we do.
And I think that should be the idea, because most people base friendship on hanging out and stuff. So once you stop hanging out, and this I've seen with other people, like me, when I make friends, regardless of whether, because circles change sometimes, these circles could not like really change, but you might be venturing into something different, all right, and you meet a new network of what you're venturing into. So like, let's say right now, I'm doing music, so technically I might be talking to other musicians who are in the game and like how you guys doing this and trying to like find out how that is. But that does not mean that Nelson is no longer my friend and stuff, you know. So it's not that when people don't talk, the friendship is.
Yeah, definitely. Especially like because people are busy. People are busy, not busy in a sense of like busy want to keep away from people, but busy. They really want to ensure that they have a life that is reasonably well resourced and happy and stuff like that. I think that really matters. Do you think we have a lot of pressure?
I think we have a lot of pressure. Because like at our age, there's a sort of expectations people have on us, but also expectations we have, and some of these things are not given to us. You know, like so for example, from the relationship we have with you, technically, I know that your background is slightly not too different from mine in terms of like resources and money and all that.
You want to say like we don't come from rich families.
So we don't come from rich families. That means there's nothing we're inheriting in a way for us to start up. The biggest investment our parents did was to send us to school.
Yep.
You get, and I think now that comes with a lot of pressure. Because hey, you want to change your family's status quo, you want to change your own status quo, but also you need to like show your parents that their money didn't go to waste. And some now, like for me, my biggest pressure is the fact that there's a way people have put how successful people are supposed to look like vis-a-vis how I look like, the way I dress, the kind of stuff I do. So most of the times I'm being asked that question. I'm being asked that question whether. Like most of the time, what do you do? You get, what do you do, Sambro? What do you do? So you have not yet gotten a job, but you are still working with the radio. It's like, okay, so is that not a job? You get, so like so there's this feeling that, you know, just working on radio is not like a job, you know, and there's something you're supposed to do, you know. I studied computer science, so people's expectations about me is, you know, like I'm supposed to be opening maybe I don't know a computer center, training people and blah blah and all this stuff. So until I'm not saying I am successful, I am not. I'm actually still.
No, you are. I mean, you are. I mean,
so like here's the stuff, At least now, because the thing is like, do you pay your bills? Do you support your family's bills and stuff like that? Do you like pull stuff together?
No, but the thing is that I mean the thing is that like you have pulled yourself by the boots, and you have like the people who know you, they know you because you did something very competent. Like people don't know you for like you stayed scandal free. You and that's what I said during your wedding when I was giving the speech. I was like this guy's like, despite like you look like a player, but you're not. Like you managed to marry and like with all the radio, you're a good looking guy on radio, famous, whatever. I like the one
you managed to marry.
You could have been some Saluk somewhere for like the next 10 years. Just like, and I remember I told you this when you kind of, we have a group, me, you, and another friend. Actually, that group has 3 people, and is it called No Exit?
No Exit.
So we are like in the group, and then like you post there like, I'm getting married. Then I'm like, to another human, like, and you're like, I'm like, you're joking. You're like, I'm getting married, and I'm just like, who is the person? And then you send me a photo of like from the back. I'm like, is this ninja? And then like the thing in my mind, I was thinking like, I got all the likely suspect. I'm like.
Is this
I'm like, this guy's married. Is this who? And then you're like, you tell me you get married. And then like over that, then the next few months, it was just like series of planning, da. And then like, I'm like, I think the time that I realized like this guy is a very, and then I told you like, oh, you're a very decent husband. Because like we went to, you remember the day we went to Alwell's wedding? So like we show up very early. We went by what time? 4?
I think 4, and then now we had to go to is it Atlavara or somewhere, and then came back again. So around 5.
We went to some Atlavara. I don't know where we went to, somewhere around Atlavara, close to
yeah.
Rebecca's boutique, around there. We went, then we came back. So we came back to the wedding at around 5. Like, and the wedding, like, the actual wedding started at 9 or what. So a lot of people, and then like, yeah, we were just there, we were just chilling and what. And then your wife came at around 6, 7 there. Yeah. So she came, she was there, like, she's like, where are you guys? We're like out. She came with, like, she had a very small car. She came with it, and then like, she's like, oh, yeah, she's like, I'm going. And then you kind of like escorted her all the way to the car. And then you opened for her the door. She kind of like went in, and then you're like asking her, Then like came back. Then I was like, dude, you're a very decent husband. You're like, I don't know, whatever decent husband. But I was like, wow, that's like very, that's like. I don't know. Someone might think like, oh, that's a low bar. But I was like, wow, that's good.
Well. There are things that just happen, and how you view it would be totally that way. Because now the question is, right now, I'll tell my wife, oh, okay, come in, and I don't open the door. I'm very sure it's going to be a totally different way. Because I think opening doors for car, I mean, for your partner. I don't think it's an everyday thing, because like there are days you're in a hurry. Yeah, hey, hop in, let's go. Yeah. And then there are days like, so I think what is different right now is we still go out, same way like we used to and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean,
no, but it's so like then I think I also remember the baby shower.
Yeah,
and stuff like then for me, like when you did the baby shower and things like, we came to the house. For me, I was like, this guy is proper. This guy is like raised well. Like, like this guy is not. This guy is like raised well. He's like, he's doing the stuff.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's really. But also the thing, I think that for me, that is also what I think like really also about success. I think part of success is trying to undo and trying to be a decent human in the midst of a very low societal expectations. That's part of success also.
Totally.
Yeah, because the thing is that, like, I think the society expects a lot of us to be failed or somehow like failure or just a bit not okay. At least the society expects us to be like a bit.
Yeah, I mean, and especially in our context right now, with what is going on, we should have been the biggest failures, and like so the thing is, Nelson, we measure success differently, and sometimes we just put a couple of blocks along our ways that once we cross them, we feel like we have already we're successful in a way. And the thing is, I think being successful does not end with that particular achievement. So once you do it, you set another goal and another goal and another goal, and success is a continuous circle.
No,
it doesn't end. So so it's like your view of success as a person. Do you feel successful? And then also, like, do the people, because people also have their view of what a successful person looks like. And that's why right now we have a lot of and sometimes I find myself in there.
I'm telling you, a lot of people think I'm successful. A lot.
But you are successful.
And
that's it.
Yeah, but it's
like you're successful in different stuff, and there's the way people see and how you see. That's why, like, people's expectations and your expectations might be totally different.
Totally.
But there's, at the end of the day, it's each one measuring whether somebody is successful. And I don't trust people's opinions most of the times. I don't. I use those opinions to, like, reflect. All right. So let's say if you tell me something negative, like trying to criticize whatever I'm doing, instead of me coming hard on you and like bashing you down, actually I try to listen to you. So, for example, in music, when I did Wonusu, this person wrote a long post about me. So I think apparently he was starting to sing, and he took his song to some of the radio stations that I worked in, and I didn't play his song. So and I've been bashing other artists and stuff, and he feels my song is not good enough. So, but in there he didn't. Yeah, like he mentioned a couple of stuff, like I think the way I was flowing and blah blah blah. So the comment section, I was more focused on the comment section, like who is going to talk about what, because I wanted to pick up from there and say, okay, are these things I can improve? Like I keep telling people, I have one rule right now. Once when I turn 30, my only question I ask is like, what do I lose? At the end of the day, what do I lose? Like,
because you took huge
yeah,
risks.
yeah,
I mean,
you know.
trying.
So if I feel this and what I lose is not directly about me, because if also people around me lose, it gets back to me that is me losing. So I ask myself, what do I lose? So when I did that and I got all that feedback, actually there was more positive feedback than negative, but I was focusing on that negative feedback to see like, okay, is there something that I am losing? You know, or can I actually work this out? So people are talking about, hey, your voice, your flow, but
I featured in that music video.
yeah, you featured in there.
I was sick in the house. I had
yeah, you had your cannula on.
I had a
and stuff.
cannula on because I had
Yeah.
malaria and I featured in that.
So guys, so but everybody was commenting and appreciating the information in there. All right, they're like, okay, I think this information is very, very timely. We like it. So now I enrolled to do voice training.
Wow.
Yeah. So I had done an online voice training, like going to YouTube, how to like check on your voice. And then I recorded 2 other songs, Somewhat and Mamita. But I was still not there because there was nobody to like instruct me, you know? So I was doing my own thing, so there was no one to judge whether or not I was really doing the right stuff. So I was judging myself based on what the YouTube tutorials were telling me. Then now I had to really enroll on a real voice training.
Wow.
Like real voice training with a trainer. So I'm doing voice training with Linus. And my voice training is not like to, in quotes, like have a smooth voice, but to understand sound, to understand when I'm supposed to go up and come down when singing, to understand how I'm supposed to play around with my lyrics.
Because having a smooth voice,
yeah,
there are people who don't have smooth voices.
Who don't, yeah. So I'm not going to stress myself to start sounding like, I don't know,
Phil
Whitney
Collins
or
Mariah Carey.
Phil or my all-time crush. My wife knows this, Rihanna. Yeah, no. So like yesterday, I don't know when you're going to watch this podcast, but yesterday, that's Tuesday. I don't know what date, the 10th of May. Yeah. I was now doing a test for all the trainings that I've been doing with Linus to record a song. And this song is going to be coming out soon. I was proud of myself. No, I must be honest.
You felt like
I felt like there was
that
a
training
huge, because the first time I did vis-a-vis yesterday, we didn't take long. So like the first time Linus would be like, okay, can you do this? Like I would practice the same thing for 2 hours.
You come like a Ganamang.
You know, yesterday it didn't take us long. It didn't take us long, and we were like, and he was like, you'll be proud of yourself.
No, I think
so that's success to me. You get,
and, and you know, like it's about improvements. Like, are you moving the curve up?
Yeah.
I think that's what I tell my junior staff. I mean, there are a lot of people who come like as interns and who worked with me when I was at Defy Head. Now, there's one time I had probably like close to 15 or 20 people who are reporting to me, and I tell the junior folks like, because everyone wants to jump. Like, I'm like, no, this is not about that. Like, the question is about, are you making a step change? Like, every day you come, is the curve moving up or is moving down? As long as it's moving up, even that smaller one, that makes change.
And that doesn't mean that there are no failures. There are so many failures, Nelson. I think what really keeps dragging me, like being young and exposed, means that sometimes there are so many ideas that you think you all can grab and want to do, and that makes it very, very hard. So personally, I procrastinate a lot. I have a lot of beautiful ideas that sometimes I write some, but to take the first step, to do that is very, very hard. And these are ideas that I know could even be life changing, or could benefit so many other people. So, and even for me to decide to do another song after Wonusu, it took long.
It took
You
a
know,
lot
like
of
I think that
courage.
song took. I released a
Because
song.
now
I think
you're very conscious.
yeah. So now I'm like, what's gonna happen? So like I think I had this particular fear of not necessarily failure, because I failed a couple of times or many times, but at the end of the day, it's fear of failure. But I think it's fear of too much negative energy that might already affect and change the way I want to do my things.
I know what
But
you mean.
you know, like so.
And art is a very personal thing. It's not like I do.
It's not like I'm going to say, "Hey Nelson, can you come sing for me?"
Yeah, like when I do the website, when I kind of have more than one project, I just ask one of the developers to do it. And when the website is out there, people don't say that this is Nelson's website. They're like, oh, they criticize the product. But art is a very personal thing.
Yeah.
Like if you do a song, that song is really song is the embodiment of you. It cannot be described any other way apart from describing you.
Yeah, and so sometimes the fear of that is what sometimes holds me back.
And you know, like who is? I'm also like okay, let me play your song. Let me play at least a snippet of somewhat.
I take it that one is a company, our refugees. I take it that one is a company, our refugees. Our jaite, kuliati kujen. Our jaite, kuliati lipa.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's somewhat. What is somewhat about?
Somewhat is
So you're saying a fish swallowing a fish?
yeah, fish swallowing a fish. So it's just a metaphor for what's happening in the country. At the end of the day, we are all the same people, but we keep so the powerful keep consuming the less powerful in different ways. That could be through envy and jealousy to see a young person grow or someone less powerful growing up, and so the powerful want to crush that just because they don't want that one to come up. So it's mainly that. I decided to do it in Kuku, not because I didn't want to do it in Arabic or English for the entire country, but you know, there's some sense of connection, and I really want to send that as a direct message to what's happening in Kajukeji, because this is exactly what's happening in Kajukeji. It affects the entire country, and I know some parts of the country are going through the same. But this was specifically for Kajukeji, and they had it. They had it, and I've received a lot of messages to my inbox on Facebook, on WhatsApp. People calling me, people looking for me.
What are they saying?
People are happy that someone said it, and you know, like people just want to connect. You know, people want to connect to the music, and you know, when I was even singing it, I was feeling it, and I received a couple of calls from the refugee camps. Some took that song personal. They feel like I was singing about their situation. I was talking about how happy they were, and now they've been sent away from their home, just like that. And now they're refugees.
Do you feel do you feel like this song is more than music? Do you feel like more like a messenger? Or
Yes, yes. So I think apart from Mamita, at the end of the day, Mamita is a song that I did to. Is a love song, but Wonusu and somewhat are intentional songs. Like I really wanted to write that.
Let me
I wanted
play-
to I wanted to speak that, but when I speak it on radio, it lasts for that time. But when I
The
sing it in a
songs
song,
transcend, yeah.
it goes wide, stays long, and people will keep hearing the message over and over again. And that's why I had to do somewhat.
Yeah.
So
Let me play a little bit of Mamita. I can see
Ooh.
my producer
yeah,
signaling he's not signaling. My producer is
yeah.
his
All
face
right.
is telling me I should be winding up. So
Let's do that. Let's do that.
In a cozy fancy coat, I said, Alayla. She's beautiful, 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 just like Ella. Mamita, bebita, halatu, nanyanyardo, nanyanyardo. Moginan, bijinan, nyarjinan, nanyanyardo, nanyanyardo.
Yeah. So that's
that is Mamita.
that's Mamita. So
And when you say beautiful like Ella, you're referring to your wife, right?
yeah. So the song is actually for my wife. I just wanted to confuse people a little bit.
For your wife and us. We
Yeah.
you did
and
not
the
send it to her
fans as
DM. You uploaded it on YouTube. Stop this.
yeah. Yeah. So all most of the songs I'll be doing will be very intentional music. Like it's something that I want to say.
You're a damn good musician. You really need to see it for that. Because when I listen to someone and I listen to Mamita, I'm like, wow, like it's the song makes you want to listen to the song more. And that's makes me talks about who else is also doing like freaking music? Jacksana.
Yes. Oh man.
Like Jacksana is a bona fide musician. I went to for those who don't know, Jacksana is a friend of ours who is he's a genius.
Don't forget he's one of the untalented geniuses.
He's one of
We
the
call-
untalented geniuses.
That's a group, right? So being untalented genius does not mean you're not talented. It's just our group name.
The group name has
Tag.
the three of us.
Three of us.
I think I'm the only guy who did not go and produce anything. Like,
We're going to the studio.
yeah,
No, but the podcast is one. So
yeah,
this
the
is
podcast.
another.
I think the
This
podcast
a
is one
production.
means of
Yeah.
Jackson is so good. Like Jackson can edit videos. He can do graphic design.
Actually, what makes this guy unique is his skill set
Y-
and the fact that he can multitask so well.
he can so like when he comes to me, Nelly, I have this idea, Nelly, I have this idea. You know, this guy's and he reads, he knows about international things. He can do like this hardware design.
Yeah.
The guy can build the websites, designs website very nice. The guy can produce songs. And I'm
and
like,
he's releasing an album.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
Still Alive.
he's
It's
releasing
coming
an
out very
album.
soon,
Like-
and I
like-
think that album is going to be crazy because it has, I don't know, is it 19 or is it how many songs?
yeah. And his song Run, it's like, like people are like, who is that? I'm like people listen to the song and
And one
yeah.
powerful thing about his music is his ability to write deep
Connect-
lyrics and
connect to his
it.
experience.
Yeah, his experience, and even the way he like, when his
And he
lyrics are
has
just
deep
amazing.
experience. He almost lost his life in 2016, yeah, when they were going there.
Yeah.
He told me like at a
Yeah.
gunpoint. I don't know what to say. It's also like one guy just said like, let's not shoot them. He's a very resilient. He's a very resilient guy, and I mean, I looked at that music. I was like, this guy's just going to go from here like to a different.
So proud
place.
of him. He's in He's in Germany, but
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
he's in I think Netherlands. They've gone to Netherlands, and he performed over the weekend. I think. I think there's a program called the V2 or something there, and he performed, and like, we're going to the world.
No. We're really going through the world.
Yes.
I couldn't be more prouder of Jacksana. Can we play just a section of Run so that we can kind of like wind up to that?
this up,
I think Run is one of his kind of like hit. I found it on the I found it in there is the playlist on Spotify called South Sudanese Hits, and I found Jacksana's song there. Just like not to kind of reduct from this, Jacksana's family is actually like really good musician. His brother Barnabas, he released an album, and it's like crazy. He has this like his brother like produced nice songs also.
I think their family's ability to use technology to just enhance their skills is incredible.
I mean, they're doing stuff from Rhino.
They literally like learned. This guy learned to produce. You know, like it's called Taylor Beats.
Yeah.
Learned to do beats from YouTube tutorials, and like you can produce music, and that's it.
No, they're really good. So like let's listen to a bit of Run by Jacksana. I mean, by the way, if you're listening to this, we're not just hyping him up. He's really good. Like
check him out. Check him out.
Check him out. Check Jacksana. And I think when you're saying like their family learned to do, I think a lot of the things that we do comes from like our area of like we kind of like have a place where we feel like we're so pressed. You see, like when you put an animal in a corner and you press all the stuff and it doesn't have any other place, it has to go up or attack you. So I think a lot of our things, we're kind of at the point where like so pressed, that's your point of weakness, and then you're like, you know what, I have to get a strength to find my way out, and I think that's a very valid. I think that's a very kind of awesome place to come from.
Let me tell you, Jacksana is a huge celebrity in Arua.
He
my
is. Oh
goodness.
no. That is his.
Yeah.
That is his.
Yeah.
That is his local. What do we call his your local? That's your local place.
Yeah, man.
No, he is, and I think that's an awesome thing. I know the song is like my network is doing. So let me just find a way of playing it. The network, South Sudan network is shitty. Yesterday I talked about it at an event. I was telling them how this whole mess up. So, yeah, but apart from that, Sambro, really thank you for coming to the podcast. It's been awesome. We clocked out 50 minutes, slightly more than that. An hour. Yeah, I mean, it was really nice having you here and just like chatting and saying stuff. You'll see this episode. We're trying to work on a deadline of like 1 day editing. So we edit in a day and immediately it's ready from that. I don't know if we'll be able to achieve it, but you will see this episode. Hopefully, like better voice. As you can see, this place is well. There's AC, so you're not sweating.
You made it in life. I'm telling you, you made it in life.
You know what? Like few of my friends say
this.
Few of my friends say that.
You have a personal producer on payroll. You know, and that's achievement. That's success.
Because the thing is that I think it's actually like, you know why? One of the things that really makes me able to do things is that like I'm really unskilled. Like there are a lot of things that I don't know how to do. So you find me like I have to be crude. Like I have to have a lot of crew in doing things. Like I can't edit. I can't do what. And what that forced me to do, it forced me to learn the art of compromise. Like how can I compromise? And compromise, negotiation, and team building. So I build teams like around my work, around the projects that I initiate. I always build teams because I know like because of my inability, because also like the sustainability of that. It's like, yeah.
I think that's the way to go. Sometimes having a lot of skills, it's good to have skills, But if you
or
want
having
to
the
use,
perception of
but if you want to use all of them, I think sometimes it also affects productivity.
you cave in.
Yeah. So you were supposed to edit this and you're supposed to do that, and
Like my assistant, she's amazing. She's my new assistant. She's like Mr. Nelson. What should I do with this? I'm like da. Okay, Mr. Nelson, this is done. I'm like, she's like, she's good. Like we went to the bank to open a bank account. I remember like the day before yesterday. She just like arrives there. She goes to the bank, brings the form. I feel it. I was busy and nothing. I feel the form. Go with her to the bank. She tells the guy, "Hey, these are the things. Is there anything else that is needed? I have all my things." She's like, "Okay, you dash. You go and do your things." She remains there with the banker. Check. Calls me, "Hey, the bank account is ready. I am. Where do I find you?" I'm like, "I'm here." If that was left to me, I will bungle that bank thing. Take 2 days, not achieve the things that I want to do.
week.
Yeah, open a week and not open the bank account.
Yeah.
It's just like she's just like, and I think that is what it means to be in high productivity. At least if you have the resources to do so, it's just like kind of you really make. And I think that's what Jeff Bezos says. So like as a high level executive, I'm not saying I'm a high level executive, but if you are a high level executive,
Yeah, you are.
you get paid to make few decisions, but the high quality decisions. Like at times you make like about maybe 3 decisions in a month, but they're like high quality decisions. That means you need to make the decision with level of not like foresight, but a level of kind of consideration and everything, that the decision will tilt things to a better direction. And I think for me, always I see myself as that. I'm like, if I'm in a position of leadership, I really want to ensure that what I do, even if it means resting, whatever, I make decisions that are so high quality that will ensure that like we really move to the next level. Yeah, not just say I'm usually I don't.
That's why I say you're a high executive, because you already have teams around you, and because now if you don't, that means that you have to make rushed decisions most of the time, because no other person is trying to do things here and there,
and your teams informs you, because even like this equipment's like I got whatever equipment, then like Daniel was telling me like, hey, this is the kind of equipment we need, this is the mic we need, this is the I'm like, then we do that, and then like every time we do it, and then we're like, okay, that's good, that's kind of that, because I'm not really educated in this stuff, and that kind of, and that even when we do some of the projects we do, our designers really bring up valuable knowledge. The work that we're doing in Safetycom, Arik, right?
Yeah.
Arik is so good in cybersecurity. I can never match his knowledge. So he's like, he brings that and he handles that. So once he handles his work right, that gives me the time to do reportings and talk to our donors to get new money and to avail for him the resources that he needs to do the work. And I think that's what executive and people in leadership should do, not to go and compete or try to outshine their juniors.
And I totally. So that's why I'm like, you're a high level executive. I'm working with different teams and making those 3 decisions in a month. Very powerful decisions.
I mean, you don't want to be that guy who's like, you want to make a decision on the tea, on the mandazi, on the lunch.
So I think that also talks about leadership. Sometimes it we get entrenched in that in all the mess when there's so many things we're doing, and yet we haven't entrusted so many people. So and I think that in one way also has affected my work, because let's say in the music, I have a manager, but then we're all busy guys. So managers will be like, okay, so let's meet today. We're like, awesome. Oh, today I have a recording. It's like, oh yeah, let me check this. So we're all busy. So I think the only other institutions are like maybe like the organization has its own setup and own system, but the rest is also like work in progress, building those teams around business, around music, around.
It takes a lot of effort.
It takes a lot of effort.
It does.
But also takes a lot of money. Once you build that team, you need to sustain.
Once you don't, it's all wrapped together.
Yeah, but I think it's really good. I'm glad that this equipment is here, because that already means that a lot of people are going to benefit from it, just from such conversations. people are going to get to know people deeper, but
Yeah.
also like people are going to have access to some of these materials.
Because you can see this Nyongoro thing probably could be like, quote unquote, the only podcast studio in South Sudan. That's the thing. It's not like it's the most expensive, but it's just like no one has thought of putting this setup together. They're like small segments of them everywhere, but like putting it together. And I think that, and I think that makes the difference, man. Yeah. So like, hey, power to you, man. Thank you for coming
Thanks,
here.
man. It's been awesome. Finished.
For those who don't know, like this is we're recording this like really at night. This is like it's like 9:09 in the night. I mean, this is South Sudan time, but probably like East Africa time is like 10. So we are maxed out, and this guy is driving for another 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
So thank you, man, for showing up, and
Thanks, man.
let's see this uploaded, and now we'll have the audio version also uploaded to
That'll be awesome.
to Spotify.
Awesome.
So.
So I think we'll be looking forward to that, and it's been nice having you. Next time you also come in. The next month or so, Chat with Sambro is coming up.
Super.
So come on, you were there for the first one.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. We didn't upload because of the sound quality.
Yeah.
So
sound is king, man.
Yeah, sound is the thing.
Hey man, hit me up when the next Chat with
Totally,
Sambro
man.
come.